Now.
The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
The best ideas are free with Ben Young from Bwaggy.com.
BWAGY.com it is. G'day there, Ben.
Good morning.
Good weekend?
Very good weekend.
Inspiring weekend?
As always.
Did you read a book? You're a big reader, aren't you? You read lots of books.
Yes, I am a big reader.
Have you got a goal when it comes to how many books you want to read? Like in a week or a month or a...
The issue is that because of the blog, so many people send me like, Ben, you should read this, Ben, you should read this. And if I hear it 3 times within, let's say, a month, I just order it. So I've got a stack of about 35 books beside my bed.
Yeah.
When I went to Hawaii, I picked up a whole lot of books there, and I'm still going through those.
Do you do any audiobooks?
I'm getting more into audiobooks. I haven't in the past, because I do actually quite enjoy the reading experience, and I already listen to a decent amount of podcasts. Yeah. But I picked up a couple of books in the weekend on audiobook, and it's a whole new market.
It is, eh? Yeah. And also you can tell... with the length of the audiobook, how long it's going to take.
Yeah, so that's quite cool.
So if it's 13 hours, 13 hours spread over a certain amount of time.
But also it opens up books even more so to an even bigger market. In the past you could get books on tape and all that kind of stuff. But now audiobooks are appealing to everyone. And a friend of mine is actually dyslexic, so they find it difficult to read, especially business books, which kind of sucks because then they can't tap into this knowledge. Yeah. But with the rise of iTunes and all these audiobooks, suddenly they can access that whole world.
It's great, isn't it? What about e-books? Because you've got the iPad, you've got access to an iPad. Do you?
I actually use the Kindle app on the iPhone and the iPad quite a bit. Yeah. Now, let me just precede that with, I was always, you can't replace a book, you know, something on the iPad or the iPhone, it's not going to be better than a book, but I enjoy both. Like, I enjoy reading an actual book, and I enjoyed reading books on the iPhone and the iPad.
They're all going to complement each other, aren't they?
Yeah, but also the thing is, you always have your phone on you, or if you're at home, chances are you have a device around that you can read your book on. So that's what I find. I'll read lots of 5 to 10 minute snippets here and there. Maybe I'm waiting on the bus, or I'm waiting for a meeting, so I'll quickly read a few pages. Kind of fills the gaps.
What are you reading at the moment?
I'm reading a book called Referral Engine by John Jantz, and that's the main one I'm reading. I'm also reading a book called It's Good to Great by Jim Collins. Yeah. There's a few others. At any one time I'm reading about 5 to 7 books.
You're on the go. Excellent. Well, you're talking business models today.
Yes, so quite often I'll meet with someone and they tell me the pressures and pains that their business is under, and then I'm like, oh, so you're doing so-and-so's model. And the issue is people don't understand kind of the structural framework for which their business can sit in. Yeah. That's not to say your business exactly matches that, but it's to say that this framework fixes some of the problems that you're having in the same manner. And the classic one which I say the most is the Intel Inside model. Now, in the mid-80s, not 80s, 90s, Intel had a bit of a problem whereby they were the chip maker behind most laptops, but they had a bit of competition from AMD, and there were a few others trying to push into the market. Yeah. And the issue that they had was that the consumer didn't value Intel chips because they didn't understand what was going on behind the system. When you bought a laptop, you can't tell that there's a little chip in there, and again, it's one of maybe a dozen chips in a laptop that powers the whole engine.
And also the language used to describe how fast things are and stuff.
Exactly.
The average, I mean, I find it complicated. So
yeah, it's tough. So what was happening is, in essence, they were getting squeezed in the value chain because, they weren't valued by the consumer. They're less valued by the manufacturer, which makes them more at risk to competition as well. If the consumer doesn't value you and someone else comes in at $50 a chip cheaper, like, why aren't they going to switch? Right. Now, it's a classic commodity situation, and it's a classic manufacturing situation where people manufacture something, sends it away, and then someone else wraps it together, packages it, and then sells it to the consumer. And what happens is it's the same scenario. They're not valued, so they're not getting as much for their production. Yeah. An example I would give is maybe curtains. Quite often someone produces curtains from a design and sends it back to the designer, then they sell it. Now, for the production of the curtains, they're actually quite squeezed because it's kind of a commodity. Yeah. But if they took an extra step and said, highly produced or high quality manufacturing by so and so, it helps create a bit of a strength behind that, and then they can demand more value. Okay. So it kind of exposes the people working behind the scenes to the consumers.
So, I mean, is that just marketing spin, or is it actually real value add?
Yes, it is, because suddenly consumers are recognising that this product is actually better if it contains the Intel Inside chip sticker. So laptops that had the Intel Inside sticker on it actually sold better than those that didn't. Now, they did poor marketing around it to help communicate what Intel Inside means, but it became a point of distinction. It became a point of status. And you even see it in the supermarket when you see, like, Fair Trade certified. Like, the Fair Trade brand, they've invested in that to make sure consumers are aware of it.
Did the media have anything to play in this, actually getting that message out there about
definitely.
the quality of a particular brand?
Definitely.
Not just advertising. It has to come through genuine sources, doesn't it?
Yeah. It has to be a message that's genuine. You can't say, look, we're top quality when you're not, because consumers will see through that. But the issue is that a lot of producers find that they produce top quality goods, but they aren't recognised for that because it's not that hard to achieve that top quality.
Interesting.
New
kinds of business models.
Yes.
Thanks so much, Ben.
Thank you.
Waggy.com, BWAGY.com is where you can go and continue the conversation with Ben, and also on Twitter as well. Twitter.com/Waggy.